everybody. How are we doing? Happy Wednesday. I am super excited to be here with you for the High Ticket Coach Mastery Show. On this show, we focus on guiding coaches through really mastering the art and science of the 10K month. So if you are here for that, if you are here to master the 10K month, let us know. If I cough a little bit, we were cooking with with spices, and so been having a little bit of trouble with the speaking and the not coughing. Okay, so let's get this show on the road. On this show, what you can expect is, again, we are mastering the art and the science of the 10K revenue month as a coach. Our aim is for you to become a six-figure coach through the building, branding, marketing, and selling of a high-ticket program without feeling lost or overwhelmed or confused with all the things that there are to do as a coach. So you can best share your gifts with the world because the world needs your gifts. So let's go ahead and get started. Today's topic that we're going to be focused in on, if you are here live, hashtag live in the comments below. Today's topic is going to be help. I'm a new coach and I don't know what to focus on. Okay, so we hear this a lot. And I wanted to do this topic because there's a lot of pain with a lot of coaches out there who are doing a lot of things. So I had done a video that was, a little bit of a rant that said, busy but broke. What we don't want for you guys is for you to be busy but broke, right? We want you to be focused and profitable. And rather than Matt, he came up with a really great example. So it's the example of the flashlight versus the laser pointer. So you guys can imagine there is the intensity of a flashlight, right? You go out and the light shines everywhere, not everywhere, but the radius of light is much bigger than with a laser pointer. With a laser pointer, there's a very specific place that all the energy is focused on. And you want your coaching to be more like a laser pointer and less like a lighthouse, especially at the beginning, for you to accelerate your way to profitability. And so what often happens is we see a lot of beginner coaches, especially if you're a beginner coach, where you're doing all the things. You guys are doing all the trainings, and I get it. I've been there. It's not your fault that you think you have to join all of the things. You just, you're going to webinars and trainings and all the clubhouse things and watching a gazillion YouTube tutorials. And what I wanted to say is if you're feeling, not just feeling, if you know that you're doing 1,000 things and you're not making money, there's a fundamental problem with your business. There is a business problem that is the reason why you're not getting clients, okay? So we're going to talk about the things that you should be focusing on. We're going to talk about the things you should not be focusing on. So hopefully after this episode, after this time together, you will know, oh, that's right, I don't need to focus on those things. And then we will talk about the things that you do need to prioritize in terms of your daily calendar. How does that sound? Yeah? Let me know in the comments below. And remember to invite all of your friends into this group where this show happens every single Wednesday between 2 to 3 p.m. CST, which is going to be 12 to 1 p.m. PST. Okay, so let me make sure that you guys can see me and hear me. All right, you guys can see and hear me. Fantastic. All right, let's get started. What should your focus be? We are monetization. We call ourselves the monetization sensei, right? We are really focused on making sure that you have the tools that you need to monetize, not just the tools that you need to be busy, not the tools that you need to, create a course that makes no sales, but that you have the tools that you need to be making money from the beginning. And so our focus is for you to be making 10K months. That is what we want for you, to really have what the training in terms of the art and the science for you to know how to create that 10K month. How is it that we do that? Well, there is a recipe. We'll be talking about the recipe here. And so the question then is, well, why 10K? Why 10K months? It could be a little bit different for you, right? But for what the vision that we have for our coaches is we want a a life experience, not just a business experience, but a life experience in which they can feel abundant, they can feel profitable, and they can do the things that they like to do while really enjoying the work that they're doing. And if you're really feeling, pinched, for every penny in what you're doing, you're going to have less of that abundance that we're talking about, right? And you never know, things come up. And so, sure, one client a month, one high-ticket client a month could do it for you. Maybe, I know we've spoken to people who've said, just, $3,000 would be amazing. We've spoken to people who are like, I can't make less than 7,000. We've spoken to people who are like, I can't make less than 15,000. So you're going to know exactly where you are. Our goal for you guys is the 10K month, because that really builds abundance for you. And it allows for you to really reach that coveted six-figure tag of like, you're a six-figure coach. So our goal is going to be for you to be a six-figure coach. So in your journey to becoming a six-figure coach, what are the things you should not focus on? And let me clarify. This is for you if you are not making what you need to make to do this full time. If you are not bringing on consistently enough clients on a weekly, and yes, I said weekly, you should be bringing on clients weekly, on a weekly and monthly basis, so you can live your life and not have to have a 9-to-5. So this isn't just like a side gig. If you are not there yet, then this is for you, right? If you haven't reached the 10K, or maybe for you it's 5K, maybe for you it's 20K, whatever that like bare minimum and a little bit extra is for you to do this full time, then you need to listen to this, okay? So let's begin with the things not to do. What we are not going to do, what we're not going to focus on are, let me begin with Facebook ads. At the beginning of your business, if you are not consistently bringing on clients, if you are not consistently and easily connecting with the people that you need to connect to bring them on as a potential client and convert those people into paying clients, you should not be doing Facebook ads. So let's talk a little bit about that. Why shouldn't I just be throwing more money at this problem that I have, at this thing? I think my problem is I just don't have enough people, Luz. Your problem isn't that you don't have enough people. Your problem is that the people, either you're going into the wrong places where the people that you potentially could work with are not hanging out, or you're going to the places where your people are hanging out and they're just not interested in your offer, and that probably won't change for a while, right? And usually what we see, it's the second case. How does that connect to ads? If you are going places, if you're not trying to connect with people at this level and you're not at the like 5 to 10K level, you need to get there to validate that you actually have a viable business idea, okay? So if you are going into these places organically and you are hanging out and you're having conversations with and creating connections with the people that actually need what you've got, they need your programs, and none of those people are saying that they're interested in what you've got, that's a problem. Having more people not be interested, like being exposed to more people who are also not interested in what you are creating, isn't going to fix your problem. Facebook ads is not going to fix it, okay? So until you can organically sell anywhere from 5 to 10K, and it's just easy, and you know where to find people, and they're saying yes, until that's happening, we are going to say no ads. Sure, could you accelerate that through ads? Yeah, I mean, if you have all the money in the world to just throw, at ads and to throw at a bunch of things that are not going to get you results, that's your money. You get to decide. But we want you to be smart with your money. We want you to do the things that get results. And if you are not organically bringing on multiple clients per month, then a Facebook ad isn't going to fix it, okay? Next, let's talk about funnels. We hear from you guys, oh my gosh, I need to build a funnel. Like, I need to build this super complicated thing. Like, I need to build a perfectly converting da-da-da-da-da. And I get it. That used to be me too. Do you need a funnel? No, you don't need a funnel right now. Will you need a funnel at some point? Sure, you'll need a funnel at some point. But right now, you need separate things that we're going to be talking about what exactly it is that you need. But right now, you don't need a complicated funnel. It's the same thing with the ads. What do ads and funnels do? They take something that works and they make it work more. They are a magnifying glass. You want to put a magnifying glass and something that is expansive on something that's already working. If you take something that's not working and you like add more stuff to it, it's still not working, right? So we want to do funnels, complicated, more advanced funnels, or even like there's some basic funnels that you're going to build, but like the sort of funnels that you guys are probably thinking about building, that adds like all of that is it's until you have something that works, until you know how to consistently create 5 to 10K months, then you bring in those things. What else don't you need? You don't need especially a WordPress website. At the beginning, I do believe, and there are steps here, okay? I will show you the roadmap. Let me pull up the roadmap so you guys can actually see what this looks like. If you're catching this on podcast, you can't see the roadmap, but what you can do is you can go to highticketclientonline.com and you can go into the monetization archetypes, and you can find the 7 steps that we're talking about here. You can find them there. Okay, so let me pull this up so you guys can see this timeline that I am talking about. Okay, share. And this is going to be easier if I do it this way. Okay, so let me pull this up. All right, and if you guys want, we have a really amazing training that we did that walks you through the basics for the 10K recipe month. And if you guys are interested in that, just write monetize below and we'll make sure that you get access to that. Okay, so let me pull this up, share screen. Here we are. Okay, so these are the 7 steps that we're talking about when it comes to profitability as a coach. There are specific steps that are going to be most relevant to you, especially as a new coach that you don't know where to focus. That's going to be 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? 6 and 7, that's when we talk about ads. That's when we talk about funnels. Like all that jazz happens at 6 and 7. You're not there yet. All right, Christina, I will definitely share the training with you. I'll put the link after this is done. I'll put it down below. Okay. So let me show you a more clear way to think about this. This is the 7 steps that we saw over here. So it's going to be step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. This is broken down into 3 big chunks. It's broken down into 3 pillars. The first pillar is build. That's where you're building stuff. You're making sure that you're building things that are going to be profitable. Then you go into monetize. This is when you have the stuff built and you know people want it, and then you go and you start sharing it with the world. There is a sequence here, guys. Just like when you make a cake, and you've heard me say this again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. You don't take butter and eggs and flour and put that in the oven and expect a cake to magically come out. So I don't know why so often we think that like, because we have a funnel or we have a website or we have, we did ads, all of a sudden we're supposed to have a profitable coaching business. It doesn't work that way. You have to go in the right sequence, the right steps, okay? So there are 7 steps that you guys see here, and they break down, those 7 steps break down into 1, 2, 3 for build, and then 4 and 5 for monetize, 6 and 7 for scale. When we were talking about Facebook ads and funnels and like all these fancy things, that's scale. Most of some of you might be here. So say one of our clients, Andrew, he's making multiple 6 figures. He came to us. He still had some like 3 work to do. He still had some step 4 work to do. He's doing pretty well on 5 because like when you do 4 really well, 5 becomes so much easier. And so he's really focused on 6 and 7, but that's someone who's already a 6-figure coach, right? That's someone who's figured it out and is ready to amplify what he's already created because it's already working. Okay, so for you guys, you are going to be really focused on 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the map. We actually have a little map for you guys. And as you guys can see here, sequence matters. You can do things out of place. So when we're talking about funnels, websites, all of that stuff that happens over here. And so if you're doing that before you build your offers, before you build your program, before you do some light branding, before you figure out your sales, you're doing it out of order and it's going to hurt you. So we want to make sure that, everything happens in the right sequence. So we're talking about now websites. Do you need a website? I believe you need a website. So you might hear differently from other places. Why do you need a website? You need a website because your business needs a home on the internet. And your home is not Facebook. Your home is not Instagram. Your home is not Clubhouse. Your home is not your podcast. Your home is none of those things. You need to own a domain that is like www.highticketclientonline.com. You need to have a place, a plot of land on the internet where your company lives. You need a website. But do you need to pay someone $3,000 to $10,000 for them to build your website? Absolutely not. You should be working with a templated website builder such as Squarespace, Weebly, Wix. There's so many of them. Many of them are free. And all of them are really simple and easy to use. So we have our recommended ones. If you guys have additional questions, happy to share which ones are recommended. Okay, so when it comes to website, you do need a website, but do you guys hear how I consistently keep coming back to sequence? It's not that you don't need a funnel, really, or you don't need, ads. It's that yes, at the right step. That's going to be a step 7, actually. A website is a step 4. And there are things that are missing usually from your program, from your business, that are missing in step 2 and 3 that will completely change the experience of your website. So until you have an offer and you have a program that you feel super, super good about and that you've gotten, you can share with us your offers. We love to see your offers. That has gotten some sort of blessing from some sort of mentor, or you've already sold, right? People are saying yes to your offers. Then you start conducting and constructing your branding, right? You build your brand around things that work. Consistently, you're going to hear me say, build upon what works. And then here in 2 and 3, well, basically 2 is you figure out what works. And then starting at 3, you start building what works. And then from 4 and on, you build on what works, okay? You expand what works. And so, do you need a website? Yeah, you need a website. But before you need a website, you need to have a great offer. So what about you? Do you have a great offer? Do you have, do you feel really confident? Are people saying yes to working with you? Are people really confused when it comes to like what you do and how you help people? If that's the case, you have a problem 2 and 3. You have a 2 and 3 problem that needs to be fixed, okay? What else do you not need? Oh my goodness. This next one, you don't need a logo. Oh my gosh. The number of coaches that I see out there hiring and spending money on a logo, you don't need a logo right now. All you need are the bare bones. So I spent 4 years in Silicon Valley. I was the CEO of a startup, and I spent, 2 other years working for this really incredible startup. And one of the core tenets of the startup world is this startup, what is it? The lean startup methodology, right? The lean startup methodology states that you don't build a piece of code. You don't build anything that you don't know works. So you build prototypes. This is in the coaching world. This is like pre-selling. This is talking to people. This is bringing people on sales calls, before the offer is built, asking them, who would you be interested? Do you want to sign up? And then they say yes, and then you build the program, right? You can totally do that. We can teach you how to do that. But what we don't want to happen, oh my God, and it happens so often, is you pour your heart and your soul into this program and you build it and you fall in love with your product. Don't do that. You fall in love with your product. You fall in love with this thing, right? And you fell in love with it. No one else did. No one's buying. You're not making sales, but you already spent so much money and time and effort, right? We don't want you to go down that route. And so many people do. We want you to go down the route of, okay, I want to be a coach. I love doing this kind of work, and I want to work with these kinds of people. How do I make sure that from day one, I know that I'm going to be profitable, right? That needs to happen. That needs to be a sequence. And then you need to start testing. You need to start talking. There's a specific way you do this. You need to see what's been successful. You need to know your market before you start building for your market. And then you start building for your market. So you don't need logos, because logos are a step 4. That is after 2 and 3. And incredible companies have been built, 7-figure companies, 6-figure companies, in coaching have been built without logos. So if you're like, oh, but I can't launch, I can't have any sales conversations, I can't do anything because I don't have a logo. Now you can, because you don't need a logo. Okay, let's move on to what should you focus on, okay? What you should focus on are these 7 steps, right? The 7 steps of monetization. 1 is going to be, and if you want a training around this, we teach the 7 steps. Again, just write monetize and we'll send it to you. So 1 is making sure that you're going into the right business in the first place. But 1 is we give it a really light treatment. Then 2, 3, 4, and 5, for most of you here, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are going to be the way that you break that thing that's holding you back, that's going to get you to a 10K month. 3, 4, and 5 mastery will be the things that you need to master for you to become a 6-figure coach. What are 2, 3, and 4 again? 2 is making sure that you have the right niche. Okay, back to flashlight versus laser pointer. You want to be niched. I know some of you are like, no, but Luz, you don't get it. I said that to one of my business coaches at some point. I was like, you don't get it. I don't need to niche down. I'm just gonna work with everybody. I can help everybody, but it's not about you. It's about, it's about who you're serving and making it really simple for them, really easy for them to win with you, right? We want to be loving and compassionate, and being loving and compassionate and being good coaches, good leaders means we make it super, 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 super crystal clear who can work with us. And so you have 5 seconds in which someone needs to figure out, are you the right person for them? Are you the right person for them? Are you for me? And if it's not crystal clear that you're for me, guess what? I'm probably going to look somewhere else, because I'm looking for someone who's for me. And you need to figure out as a coach, who's your you? Who are you right for, right? And if you say, but I'm right for everybody, you're going to do something that's called micro-niching. Micro-niching means you are so broad that at the end of the day, and this is going to hit home for some of you, at the end of the day, the only people who buy from you are the people that already know you. The only people that buy from you are your friends and family. The only people that buy from you are the people that already like, know, and trust you. And it's going to be really hard for you to convert strangers to clients. And what we help you do, and what you need to master as a coach, is converting strangers to clients. So I want you to think for yourself, are you a master of converting strangers to clients? Because if not, that's something that you need to master ASAP. Okay, so niching, number 1. 2, this second skill you must master as a coach who's beginning, that where you're overwhelmed, you don't know where to focus. The second thing that you need to focus on is going to be your offer. I was having a conversation with one of our clients, and I was telling her, see, the funny thing about selling your product is you feel and you sound and the whole thing changes with a sales conversation when you feel really confident about what you've got. You're like, if you work with me, you're going to get results because I'm really good. And I put together this incredible program that is going to support you in the ways that you need to be supported for you to get the results that you want, right? You want to feel that. You want to know that. You don't want to have questions about you, whether you can actually deliver that. And when you create a strong 3, again, back 3 is your offer. When you have a strong 3, that changes your demeanor, and 5, which is sales. You need a strong 3. You need to have a strong offer, strong package, strong program where you have the fundamentals of pricing backing you up, where you feel good saying, my program is $5,000 and that's a steal. Like, you need to jump on that right now. And that's the thing that we do for our clients, right? Where like our specialty is high ticket coaching. So how do you create, how do you build brand, sell, how do you build brand, market, and sell a program? You know, how do you put it together? A program that's over $1,000. And so your offer, you need to focus as a coach. You don't need to focus on Facebook ads. You don't need to focus on funnels. You don't need to focus on all these fancy things. You don't need to go to another Clubhouse training. You don't need another tutorial. You do need to learn how to create a fantastic offer. And you do need a framework that speaks to who you are, what you do for your client, how you get them there. And that will then come into your branding, your marketing, and your sales. Okay? The next thing that you are going to need, and I want you guys to pay close attention here, is a basic mastery, not like super mastery. I need you guys to super master offer creation and your program creation and your framework creation. And I need you guys to be really, really, really strong at sales. I need you to be good. I need you to be like acceptable, right? Maybe good. You need to be good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. You need to be good at branding, and you need to be good enough at branding, and you need to be good at marketing. Marketing just means putting yourself out there in the places that you need to be. You need to be good at that. And there's this, like, especially if you're online, there's this like merging that happens between marketing and sales, but you have to be strong at sales. So what are the things that you need to focus on as a new coach, especially, or even if you've been doing coaching for months or years and you're just not getting the results, you're just not bringing in clients? What do you need to focus on now to make sure that you monetize your business? You need to make sure that you work on your niching. You need to make sure that you work on your offer. You need to make sure that you work on your frameworks. You need to make sure that you do some light, good branding in sequence, not at the beginning. You need to make sure that you do market research, that you know your markets before you start doing all these things. You need to have a good enough mastery of marketing, getting out your message to the right people, connecting with them, and having them want to connect with you. And then you need to have a strong mastery of sales. And if you do those things, you have to, right? Like, if you do those things, you should be able to, with ease, get yourself to the 5 to 10K plus months, which will make you feel really good and feel like you have a plan. And hopefully this helped you understand where you are. We have a quiz. If you guys want access to the quiz, just write down quiz. You can take your quiz. You can see exactly where you are on the map. The quiz will tell you where you are. If you guys want to talk about where you are and like I'm struggling, I'm not sure what I need, we can jump on for 15 minutes and we will start putting together a plan and see if we can guide you in terms of where you are. If you're a coach, we can definitely guide you. If you have questions about your offers, your branding, if you have questions about like, well, just I'm not getting clients, I've been trying and I just don't know what to do, I feel so overwhelmed, we can help you. Okay, guys, so that's it for our training for today. We are so privileged and so honored to get to work with you guys every single week. Let me go ahead and finish this share here. Okay, so we are so privileged and so honored to be getting to working with you guys. We love working with coaches because coaches are going out there. to change the world. And remember that your voice is needed, your gift is needed, you're doing something important in the world. And we want your clients to find you. We want it to be easy for your clients to find you and to work with you. And so blessings to you. We'll see you again next Wednesday from 2 to 3. And until then, thrive. Make sure that you focus on the monetization of your business. And if you do have any questions around the monetization, make sure to let us know. Monetization Sensei here. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.